Action is underway here in Yonkers, New York, and we're right alongside to bring you more coverage of the USAFL's Eastern Regional Tournament right here on Stateside Footy. We're on location at Tibbetts Brook Park in Yonkers, New York, site of the 2016 USAFL Eastern Regional Tournament. Hello, and welcome to Stateside Footy, the program that features the game of Australian rules football played here in the United States. Alongside camera person Stacey Robert and co-commentator Brian Barish, I'm Bill Robert, and in this episode, we'll bring you more tournament action. Last time out, we brought you the opening game between Baltimore, Washington, and Philadelphia. The Hawks kicked more scoring shots, but the Eagles kicked them straighter, eking out a one-point win, 3-1-19 to 2-6-18. We also brought you a match between two longtime USAFL rivals, the Boston Demons and the host club, the New York Magpies. The Pies continued their winning streak over the D's, coming away with a 4-goal win, 8-2-50 to 4-2-26. In this episode, we'll bring you another two tournament matches. First off, a special 18-a-side women's match between the New York Lady Magpies and a composite side made up of players from Baltimore, Washington, Boston, Columbus, and Montreal. Later on, we'll bring you another match featuring the Philadelphia Hawks. This time, they'll face the North Carolina Tigers. USAFL media manager Brian Barish will be joining us on the call of our upcoming games, which will feature a women's match between the New York Lady Magpies and players from Boston, Baltimore, Washington, Columbus, and Montreal. That match will be coming up next as we come back right here on Stateside Footy. There goes the whistle, and we're off to have some footy here. And it's a whistle right after that opening ball up, and a free kick going to the home club. Interesting game today because it's basically New York and as everyone else on the East Coast. It's Montreal, it's Boston, it's Baltimore, Washington, and it's also Columbus actually, so East Coast plus Ohio. So the kick goes in and goes past Hemingway. Magpies have it though, and the ball goes to ground as one of the Angela Deagles tried to come up with it, and
oh gosh.
As a result, yeah, I'm just going to go for it. Free kick going to the Lady Magpies.
I believe that's Genevieve Wallace with the kick and a high tackle or a high contact there in the contest. So another free kick, and this one goes to a familiar face. That is Heather Serpico, who, longtime New York Magpie, now living in Portland, Oregon, playing for the Portland Sockeye. She traveled across here. It is across the face, and umpire Ben Gluckman taps his chest, points one finger, and that's 1 point to the New York Magpies. So it's 1-0 the score, New York the lead. And we mentioned Heather, she's doing a great job building that club out in Portland as they are hoping to have a full squad go to Nationals with them in October.
Well, you remember, I mean, just following the example because, how did the New York Magpies come about?
With Drea Casillas and Christina Licata coming the other direction from Arizona.
Correct. And so, ball right now, the battle for it in the pocket.
Speaking of familiar faces, that's Emily Reel.
Yes, it is.
Longtime Boston Demon down in the Baltimore, Washington area. This is actually a pretty good collection of players on both sides here.
And wow, she is slung right down, whistle, and I believe that sling tackle is going to get a free kick.
That was Jacqueline Siegler from Baltimore, Washington, who was thrown down. And then up in the air, then getting knocked down. There's Skonechny. Skonechny trying to rumble forward, but it squirts over the line, and another behind to New York, so it's 2-0. New York getting the territorial advantage and getting the pressure forward so far. And a kick out now by the Gillaroos combination up the right side off the hands of Sigler and picked up And then booming it on, I believe that was Valerie Moreau. Long, high kick over the head. Bounces off the legs of Ashley Singer for New York. Play on, says the umpire. It rumbles out free. Columbus still has it. The Jill still have it, but that will find the boundary line. Nope, still in play. No, it did go over and out for a boundary throw-in.
So boundary throw-in, but good result for the collective ladies from everywhere as comes in their territory. And goes back to ground again.
Green to reel.
Reel, kick toward the sticks. And it's marked by Drea Casillas.
Probably the shortest set of hands in the women's game.
Absolutely. Oh, although she shanked the kick a little bit there. And there was a race for it. Will it get to the boundary in time? It will not. And just running out of bounds. That was a number 27, that's Emily Eastlake.
So the story this year for New York, Bill, has been the fact that there's a lot of turnover. We mentioned Heather Serpico, even though she's playing today, going out to the West Coast. Allison Vorsatz has taken up a new job in Africa. There's a number of other players that have departed, but they have 12 rookies who have really hit the ground running for this team and have penned them off to a 2-2 start so far on the season.
Nice job recruiting for the Lady Pies, but obviously one of the things that the Lady Pies organization has, and they have always had, basically an emphasis on recruiting, an emphasis on the social angle. I mean, you look at their social media sites, they've got stuff going on all the time.
Ariel Balski, but that one is taken down by the Magpies, and then picking it up and turning around. It's going to roll out in front. It's there. Did it go over the line? Yes, it did, and it's touched through for a behind. A great job by Vanessa Royer to get there. So the first score for the East Coast side, it's 2-1.
And once again, we'll have a kick in. This time it's the Lady Magpies. Will take the kick in from their own back goal square.
I believe that's Taylor Davidson. Yeah, Taylor Davidson, the former Golden Gate Roo, or rather that would be San Francisco Iron Maidens. She finds Grace Coppola, who's in her second year and has done very well in both seasons so far. She'll kick it up on the far side, but we have a whistle, and it's a high contact, and that is going to be a free kick to New York.
Lady Pies on the march once again.
Another rookie there, Natalie Wolf. Or check that. It is Natalie Wolf. Now, they were telling me beforehand, a couple of players were, and Christina Licata talking to her before the game, that she's done a very good job of coming into the ruck, and she has a booming kick.
As you can see there.
Yes.
Lady Pies try and chip it ahead, and ball is still loose. Race for it along the ground. Mostly pink jumpers there, but the Magpies coming in as well. And still a big chase for it. And it's just going to be stopped, and umpire says, I'll take it. We'll try this all over again.
See Kim Hemingway in there, number 13 for New York. Since we saw her last, she, of course, played for the Sydney Swans at the SCG back in April.
And was best on ground that day,
yes,
too.
Yes, she was, with 3 goals.
Took some terrific marks, too.
Yep.
And we got a whistle, and it looks like another
ball up.
As they toss it up for grabs once again, getting closer once again to the Lady Pies attack. Going ahead and out goes and picks it up, but then gets hauled right down. Ball comes loose, and that's a nice mark right there.
Alyssa Green.
And Green.
I've really been impressed with Alyssa Green and seeing her play the last couple of years. She's pretty quick, and she has good decision making.
Yes, she does. I remember.
And there she is again.
Yep, and got another whistle. And up we'll go once again.
Wolf against King in the contest. The ball goes to ground, and I'm shielded by there we go. She was shielded by the boundary umpire, and then Wolf gets to it. She's able to get free. She tries to handball, but a whistle, and was she taken down?
Holding the ball.
Yes, she was. Great job by Emily Reel, who was able to take down Wolf, who I think has a couple of inches on her. Mm-hmm. And now she'll look out the right side.
Of course, one of Reel's big highlights was the kick into the wind that put the Lady Demons in the grand final a couple of years ago at Nationals.
That cut through the wind like a Ginsu knife through butter.
Or through tomato.
Or tomato.
Or nail.
Or nail.
Or a beer can.
Going back to get it for New York is Singer, who's done a good job defensively for them in her 3 seasons of play. And then she gets hauled down on that far side. And then coming up with it is one of the Magpies over there, and then that one will go over and out.
Yeah, that one was marked by one of the interchange players, so I've got a sneaking suspicion that one was out on the full.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a wee bit. And I believe that's Emily Reel who kicks it in. Marked! That was beautiful. Nicely done.
seeing who marked it here.
And it's tough with these jumpers.
It's also tough because it sort of blends into the background. There it is. I believe that might be Katrina Scherer from Columbus as she goes up high, one of their rookies.
You just got a nod and affirmation of that, by the way.
Yeah, pretty much. Thanks. And the ball goes out of bounds. I'm glad somebody's affirming my existence. And the ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw, and 2 on the score. Great to have you here, and if well, we'll get on that in a second. Ball comes back in the play, and it goes to ground. I believe that's Chung-Yi Sang, and she gets it. She's one of the Boston players. She'll pop it up into the middle, drops in front of 2 East Coasters, and then she gets thrown down. Nope, it's a high tackle called against KJ Russell, another rookie for New York. So a free kick for the East Coast combination here, the Angela Demon Eagle things. And then here's a kick as that one goes in short, but there was a whistle before that. No, they say play on, and Sang, they called the whistle before that. And it's a free kick. Is that from right in front? It wasn't really a demonstrative, it's going to be a free kick from dead in front. Wasn't really a demonstrative signal. And so a free kick to Stephanie Shipley from the Columbus Gillaroos. Shippers from right in front.
Dang.
Dead center, perfect. And that is a nice goal by the East Coast team as they go to 1-1-7, a 5-point lead over New York, just 2 behinds. And a great job of positioning by Stephanie Shipley. The one thing we talked about this Columbus Gillaroos team, Bill, is that really they were down to one player just 3 years ago, Stephanie McKittrick in 2014. They did a very good job recruiting, as they have this year with a number of different rookies. They have really come on. It's taken them a couple of years to gel, and I think they've done a fantastic job. And you can see some of the players. Shipley is one of those that came in mid-2014 season, and she kicks a goal there for her team.
Keep in mind the Boston Lady Demons are in a bit of a rebuilding phase too. Obviously losing their ruck and Eileen Hansen. They lost Andy Williams. They lost some over the last couple of years. They lost some terrific players. But player coach Lisa Arredondo is still there leading on the Lady Ds as the ball goes to ground here. And was confused for a second there because there was a warm-up ball that went down by the pocket where the actual live ball is.
Funny, I didn't know we were at the Adelaide Oval. Yep, I went there. And there's Serpico on to the right. Off to the side for a behind.
So another minor score there for the Lady Pies. And the home club now sits at 3-3. And the visiting everybody else team.
Not a great kick.
Not a great kick in at all. But they're trying to move it up the field. Goes right through the center now. Trying to go through the corner, but brought back. Wolf got it now. Kick out to the edge. And almost winning the race there. Not quite, almost winning the race there for the Lady Pies. Claire Algozin, but it winds up going out of bounds. She just couldn't get a clean handle on it.
Algozin played a pretty good game against Boston in the East-West Showdown telecast that we did last year, Bill, and she's come a long way pretty much as a second-year player.
Yeah. Let's see here as it's soccered off the ground. And with it now, that looks like, is that Hemingway?
Yes, it is.
There we go. Kim Hemingway for the Lady Pies.
Straight out of the SCG.
Centimeter perfect, puts it right through the big sticks.
I think New York needed that goal really to settle their nerves. That puts them back in front 1-3-9 over East Coast 1-1-7. And Hemingway does what, and I think she scored a goal like that. She had just broken play out in front. She used her speed to get onto the ball, cleared out some space for herself, and kicked an easy goal.
Just grab that footy and just go. Well, of course, Hemingway, too, kicking the goal that puts the score at 1-3, which is her jumper number.
Hey.
So. Amateur numerology, free of charge. Just come to StatesideFootyTV.com as it kicks up once again and hit out once again by Nat Wolf. No clear advantage, though. It's the hard footy on the ground. And she's able to get it she's in the grasp. And, wow, talk about a rolling maul here.
Yep. Yeah, King taken down by Grace Koplo, who's hard hitting. Doing pretty good. I was pretty impressed with her as well. One of the best rookies in the East-West Showdown last year.
And the ball comes loose. And the Pies trying to move out with it.
Eastlake taken down. Casillas is in there. And then picked up by the East Coasters. There's a left footer. That's going to drop in front.
Nice move.
Here is Cher in front. That's off to the side. Or behind.
Shades of Adam Schneider in the 2009 Grand Final.
So back to a 1-point game, 9-8, with Taylor Davidson set to kick it back in for New York. somebody's got to make a lead. She has one here on the near side in Singer. She goes in her direction. Coppola tried to go over the top, couldn't get it. And then being held up there is KJ Russell. And we'll have a ball up. As King.
And up it goes once again, and King goes to hit it out. And, oh, she's down, and...
How is that not holding the ball?
Oh, apparently it was. Free kick, Lady Pies. And it's Grace Coppola with it now. And she'll just get it to the boot, looking right up the corner, and getting it right to... Oh, Serpico can't hang on to it. And she gets the handball off, though, and here come the Lady Pies again. And... trying to get it to Hemingway. Hemingway trying to get it off the ground. She's being heavily harassed here. Or heavily.
Well, she is being heavenly.
Or Hemingway harassed. I don't know. But anyway, whatever it is, the ball's stopped and they're going to call for a ball up. Well, I try and look for a replacement tongue to throw in my head. Ball goes up once again and hit up by Wolf. Right into the hands of Kim Hemingway, who gets it to the boot. And gets the goal to boot. And once again, Lady Pies. Actually, one certain Lady Pie, Kim Hemingway. And she makes it now 2-3-15 for the Lady Pies.
I think that's what makes her so dangerous, is that she is so opportunistic. She's very quick to those balls, as we mentioned on the last goal. And you know, it's a shame, and she even said herself, a little bit of a surprise that she wasn't chosen for the New South Wales rep team that actually played against the South Australian team. But she still has her eye, as does Katie Klatt from the Sacramento Suns, on making the draft when the AFL Women's League begins next year. And I, for one, think she should.
Absolutely. And there's a couple more people that might stand a chance down there, too, from this league. Let's see here as the kick goes in. Marked. Nice job there. It's I think that's Coppola
again.
Once again, yes. And she gets it to the boot. Delivers one inside 50. Almost marked. Goes to ground. Taken off the ground there by, I believe that was Sam Wolf. And loose ball. Kicked once again. That's another goal. Just off the ground. The bounce just sat for her. Just picked it right up. Put it to the boot. Just snapped one off really quick and put one through the big sticks again.
And on that tackle, looks like Wolf and Arredondo are both slow to get up. I don't know if they got tangled up in each other or what, but now they are both getting up. Yeah, it was incidental contact there. It was a clean tackle.
But, I mean, over the last few years, the Lady Demons have had some horror luck with injuries. So, you've got players like, I remember one of the first ones was when Christina Calvillo went down with a knee injury. Kaylin Deal had one, Holly Tufel had one, so it's definitely, Jen Vogel had one. I think Amy Hogue had one too, so a lot of the Lady Demons going down with knee injuries, so hopefully everything's okay with Lisa Arredondo. And apparently it is, because she's out there running right there. So after this whole thing, I hope she's okay. I hope she's there like at full gallop running for a loose ball. So, and that ski jumped, and that's going to be out on the full. And so that's going to be a free kick going to the Lady Pies, taken, of course, by Andrea Casillas.
Andrea Casillas, of course, the head of the women. She's the women's coordinator for the USAFL, and she's done a fantastic job for club and country. Are they
was it out on the
back? Full? No, it wasn't out on the full.
Okay. So it's just going to be a boundary throw in.
No, they're going to say a ball up. I'm wondering if it. No, it didn't. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. Good call by Stacey Robert, who is much closer to us than we are.
Someone get her a whistle.
Yes, please. The ball goes down. And
Coppola tries to handball it off there.
Yep, and here comes Serpico, who has it, finds Davidson, who's creeped up from the fullback position. She sends it on. Arredondo picks it up on a bounce, sends it back, but right at Eastlake, who takes the mark, and she'll go back. Now they just have to find a lead for her. She can go straight ahead for Hemingway, who's backing up against Valerie Moreau. That's a pretty good matchup. They go in short, looking for Russell. Hemingway had it, and then she's bear hugged, or check that. That's Emma Kading who had it. She's thrown down, and a ball up from dead in front. 3-3-21 to 1-2-8. It's a 13-point lead for the New York Magpies here. Brian Barish here with Bill Robert on Stateside Footy, the 2016 USAFL Eastern Regional Tournament. As they kick it out in front, it's King. Spins away, but she is stripped and dispossessed. There's Eastlake, who just gets her toe to it. Picked up by Coppola. She's going to throw it on to the left. It's a ugly-looking kick. It's batted around like a volleyball. Then picked up by Hemingway, who shrugs away a tackle and just throws it towards the goal. Not one of Kim's best kicks. It's gone out. I believe that did find the field of play, as Ben Gluckman signals a throw-in. It will be a boundary throw-in.
Not the best kick, but still a very good result for the Lady Pies.
She'll take that any day of the week.
Oh, absolutely. And it comes back in now, and on the far boundary, a bunch of players going after it. There's a battle for it. Lady Pies looking to get it right now. And once again, it's just all action on the far side of the ground. Kicked in the middle, intercept marked there. And the Angela Deagles have it. And kick goes forward now. Intercept marked there by the Lady Pies. And once again, they look to move it back into their forward 50 and maybe perhaps add to this lead as time ticks down in the first half. And the kick goes in now. Nice mark there in traffic, leaping up.
That's KJ Russell, another rookie. And she was one of the best on ground in the game that they had played against Baltimore Washington back on June 4th. And one of the players Licata was telling us to watch.
We're watching right now as she gets it to the boot. That looks pretty straight.
Yep.
There we go. So Russell with a goal there. And now it's 4-3-27.
I'm pretty impressed with this Magpie team, and I know I had said it a couple of times during the East-West Showdown. They ended up finishing second behind Denver in the national championships last year. One of these years, someone's going to pick off Denver, and I'll tell you what. Again, I mentioned all the players that they're missing, but these rookies, and Russell is one of them. We mentioned Natalie Wolf. Emily Eastlake has done fantastic. You never know what'll happen when you get to nationals.
Well, even last year at Boston when the Lady Pies played the Lady Demons, that was kind of a coming out party because the Lady Pies came out to a huge win over the Lady Demons that day.
Balski had it go off her shins, and then picking it up again is Eastlake. She finds Casillas. She gets away from, she shakes Green. Green just got it and
nice.
Forces the turnover. Great job by Alyssa Green to stay with Drea Casillas, who has a considerable amount of speed. And as I mentioned, I've been pretty impressed with Alyssa Green. She has pretty good speed out on the wings in her own right.
Indeed. So free kick going to the Angela Deagles here. And she gets it to the boot. Will that stay in? Just. Looks like that just stayed in. Now it's out, but didn't wind up going out on the full. I believe it was Amanda King, one of the players going up there, going for it, and not able to mark it before it went over the boundary line, but still a good result for the Lady Everythings as it results in a throw-in deep in their own attacking zone. Although it comes out, and now with it is Russell, who just kicked the goal. Ball goes off the ground. Someone tried to run with it before they had it, and once again, and there we go. That's the horn. So that's going to be the end of the first half. We are at halftime here.
That's more of a screech. I didn't know Dustin Diamond was here.
I was going to say, yeah, if that was a screech, it'd wind up in jail. But anyway, so that'll do it for the first half of action here in this combined 18-a-side women's match between the New York Magpies and basically half the women's USAFL. It's the Montreal Angels, the Columbus Jillaroos, the Boston Lady Demons, and of course the Baltimore Washington Lady Eagles.
Great job.
And the score at halftime is the Lady Magpies, 4 goals, 3 behinds, 27 points. And the composite everything side, 1 goal, 2 behind, 8 points. Coming up next, we will have second half action. It's women's footy. You're watching it right here on Stateside Footy.
Australian rules football? In the U.S.? That's right. The United States Australian Football League is in a city near you. Go to USAFL.com, find your team, check them out. We're a group full of men and women just like you. Join us for the fun athletic competition. Stay for the camaraderie.
We are the champions!
Log on and sign up to join your team at USAFL.com.
And there's the whistle. The ball goes up, and here we go. We've got the second half of footy here. Score right now, New York 27, and the combined side of everybody else, 8. And it comes out once again. Magpies seem to have it first of all, but then it's loose, and everybody else, composite squad, has it, and it takes a bounce and winds up in the Angela Deagles front half. Shearer with a kick, and that
nice.
That is a goal. That is beautiful. At an angle on the run. First points of this second half, and they go to the Angela Deagles.
Great job by Katrina Shearer rushing through there, looking almost like Kim Hemingway, and that's one thing that I don't think Columbus really has had as a team before, is somebody who is that potent in front of goal, and I think they've found their person.
I think so.
So 2-2-14, the lead is back to 13 points, and this is sort of how they started. did the everyone else, if you will, was right out of the bat. Here's King, who's dragged down by Russell. Is that going to be holding the ball? Yes, sir. Good tackle by KJ Russell, and they'll go back the other direction. So Russell's kick is up high, and it's marked by Hemingway. She's going to run by everyone. She's going to stroll in, cut back to the outside, handball and on. By that time, she had 3 pink jerseys around her. And then that goes to ground as Casillas tried to grab it in there out of the ruck. Or check that. That was Hemingway. And then picked up again by one of the Magpies. Koplo will come over to get it. She's ascended on by Green, who ties her up, and she's going to get called. Yep, no, it's it's going to be called for holding the ball, as they did get her. So that'll be a free kick to the East Coast team, the combined side, and it will be Alyssa Green, who was in there on the tackle on Koplo.
So once again, here comes the kick. As Green lines up and just puts one right through in center, just over the hands of Amanda King. And it comes back now. Here come the Lady Pies again. Kick in toward their forward 50. It takes a bounce. It stops. Green going after it, and she's going to get it. Cuts, goes the other way. Runs it along the ground. Right into Magpie hands, at least temporarily. Ball still along the ground. It's a hard footy out there right now. And she's wrapped up as she tries to move with it. Here they go, though. Kick shanked a little bit, but still, they have some space right now.
Didn't
but then
sit
it
up
takes
for
a bad
Shearer.
bounce. And Shearer's got it now. And she kicks it forward, looking for, not quite getting her target, but another player there dispossessed, and that's going to go out of bounds, and we will have a boundary throw in as we continue along here. This is the East Regional Tournament. You're watching it here on Stateside Footy. Bill Robert alongside Brian Barish, Stacey Robert on camera as we continue our action here today.
Yeah, there's a kick in there, it looks like, and they had signaled on, but it's a turnover as Shearer steps in front of it as Singer, not the best of kicks. So here's Katrina Shearer, who has the second goal for her team. And the kick will go in short. It's deflected. It drops in short. Green's able to get to it. She's wrapped up quickly. The ball is still in play as Green with a left handball for Shearer. Shearer with a short kick in close, but over to get it is 29, who is Meredith Ross, another newcomer for the Magpies. She'll try to go in short, but it pinballs off of a person, and then shimmying and shaking onto the right foot, going up high and almost marked. Down to get it again is someone for the Magpies. They look to hand it out again as Russell, and she plays human barricade as the ball goes out of bounds. Good job by Vanessa Royer again for the Angela Deagles. There, I gave it a try.
And it comes in once again, goes off a hand, and winds up in Jill Deagle hands, and she's just wrapped right up and can't get anywhere with it. I believe that's Amanda King once again.
I've been impressed with Amanda in the ruck position. I think she's really improved over the last season and a half.
I agree.
And a good team needs, I think, a good ruck as they go in. And now in front, there's a kick in towards goal.
Well wide.
Well wide. No, well, it did find one of the crevice for 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
So one more point to the all-comers, if you will. That takes them to 15 points. The margin is back down to 2 straight goals. It's 4-3 to 2-3. And while we have a second, Bill, we want to let your viewers know that if you're interested in following along with all the goings-on in the USAFL, then there is a lot going on between these regional tournaments, and of course all the Americans that are in the AFL, and of course all the action. You can check us out on the league website, USAFL.com, on Facebook at facebook.com/USAFL, and also on Twitter at USAFL1997. This ball is out. The ball is down, and it's going to be a free kick to New York. An infraction there. Free kick to Grace Koplo. So here's Gracie Koplo, who it's good to have a defensive player like her. She's pretty sturdy. She can tackle hard, and she's gained a lot of intelligence. She'll go up short. It's a 2-on-1 contest over the head, and here comes Real, who's digging in, and then picked up nicely by 26, which is, no, that's not Alyssa Green. That looks like Lauren Balsey as she goes in deep. And it's a trap deep. Koplo has it again. She has to go short where she finds Russell and then gives it over. Or check that it's at Eastlake. And it will pop straight up in the air. No one can grab it. Berniarski had it. And then Real was tackled, and she's going to get pinged.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Heather Serpico with the tackle.
Indeed, classic rivals from the, obviously when Emily was with the Lady Demons, and Heather was a Lady Pie. Well, she's a Lady Pie right now, but she's still with Portland most of the time. As the kick bounces and then goes and sits momentarily for Claire Algozin, and then it just bounces along. Lady Pie's looking to work with it. Knocked ahead there by the Jills. And with it right now, that's Arredondo. She's able to kick it ahead. And it bounced off the hands, but then she's able to get it. And, yeah, she gets hauled down there. Holding the ball there, free kick to the Lady Pies.
Taylor Davidson with a great tackle. And she's on the national team as a defender, and she is up there definitely as one of the best defenders in the country.
Taking your time with the kick, she's saying, don't rush me. Oh, wait, that was Taylor Dane. And the kick coming in, and
hit the tree.
Incoming! It'll go out of bounds there. Right into our camera position.
That just scraped the tree that was right there.
Yeah.
Well, this has a little bit of golf to go with all the other sports that Aussie Rules has. Ball on the ground. King picks it up. She's hugged by Emma Kading, and a whistle.
And the umpire says it's my ball. So it's once again a ball-up situation. Once again, we have
I believe that's James Puash, who's our umpire. Go ahead.
Yep. King, and also that was Nat Wolf in there.
Yep.
And a bunch of players go down. We've got another whistle and a free kick going to the Columbus assembled squad.
That's
I'm
actually...
sorry, that's, my head's, I've got geographical dyslexia there. That is actually the Lady Pies kick.
I think that's actually Valerie Moreau there who had it for one of the Montreal players. But here's Taylor Davidson with the kick.
And she'll deliver right up to the middle. And a bunch of players in there, but nobody getting it yet. Reel's got it now. And she tries to move out of traffic. Play on, says the umpire, as the Reel's hauled down. And they tried to move it ahead. They did the Angela Deagles. And I have no idea how I'm going to do the score graphics for this, by the way. I don't think I can fit Angela Deagles in the little template that we made to do the scores on the bottom of the screen. So
we'll
have
can
to
do
see.
combined team or something like that.
Yes. And Green now gets the kick. And it's marked. Nice job. They're going to play on. Here we go. And kicking in, I believe that was number 10. That's Vanessa Royer.
That's Valerie Moreau, actually.
I'm sorry, Moreau.
Number
Okay.
10.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a different number on there, but that is Valerie Moreau, and the ball goes out of bounds. Know her because she was best and fairest in the Canadian, not the North win, the Northern Lights win over the USA Freedom last year, and also was best and fairest at Nationals in Division 2. Ball goes in towards goal, knocked down in front defensively by New York, and then still on the ground, tries to handball it straight out into the middle, and then nice little handball, and then here they go to clear it out. Good job by Danielle Gallagher for New York to get the handball off. They fight for it into the middle, and then Skonechny is able to get to it. Just got her foot to it. It's a worm burner. It's through, and then picked up nicely. Nice handball back, but it's kicked. It's deflected. And then picking it up again is Algozin. Algozin tries to fight her way through. They push it forward, still on the ground, as the combined team tries to get it out. They get it off to the left side. She's interrupted. Is that holding the ball? Yes, it is. Did not dispose of the ball cleanly, and it's a free kick.
Lady Pies with a shot near goal.
Emily Eastlake with the free kick.
Eastlake with a chance at it right now. Question is, can she make the distance, or is she just going to try and deliver it in close?
Or is she going to put it in the lake, which is behind us?
Yeah, nope, here we go. She's going to try to deliver it. Oh, almost marked in front. Kicked along the ground, but right into Columbus' hands, or Columbus and everyone else. Coppola trying to run through. Coppola battling there with, I think, Reel's in there as well. And Coppola going back for it. And she's hauled down again, showing just absolute tenacity right now.
Wow.
Kicked out by, and that's not 15, so that was not a mark, but it was still a nice catch. And right now the Gillett Eagles...
Right through the basket of Ross. Go ahead.
And Ross has it, Meredith Ross right now, and she's able to get into the boot. I think it went off on one of the players there, and it's coming toward the near boundary, and it'll make it there, so we'll have another boundary throw in here on the near wing.
Love the aggression, love the tenacity, as you said, of Grace Coppola, who just threw herself at the ball, really, and threw herself at the contest. She's in again. Wolf with another hit out. She's doing a fantastic job, but here's Moreau, who kicks the ball in. It'll take a hop, looking for Balski, who can't get to it. It'll one hop, it'll two hop, and roll over the boundary line out of bounds. And Balski's another one of the stalwarts for the Jillaroos, who's come in over the last couple of seasons and played very well on the forward line.
That's kind of a Balski move.
It's in fact a Balski move, as Coppola picks it up and she bombs it deep and over the head. It looked like whoever that was in the middle couldn't find it. That was Skonechny, who lost her headband, and now here comes the Jill LaRue side, and she's hauled down by Skonechny, who, again, with the handkerchief coming down, as she was able to claim her opponent. So here is Skonechny, who I feel is quietly making a statement to be on the national team. John Ironmonger, who is among the recruiters for the USA Freedom, is in attendance, former Fitzroy and Sydney player. And Lynette Hinojosa soccers it goes out of bounds. Borderline deliberate in the AFL, that might have been called deliberate, but it's out of bounds all the same for boundary throw-in.
Boundary throw-in, once again, good result for the Lady Pies as it results in a throw-in deep in their attacking zone. And Hemingway tried to get it there, couldn't do it. Bit of space there. Coppola gets it now. She's wrapped up by Green. Gets the handball off, and right now the Angela Deagles have it once again. They try and get it to Emily Reel. She gets it to the boot and kicks it up now, and Casillas giving chase as, oh my God, burst of speed there.
Oh my gosh.
Katrina Shearer. But then she can't hang on to the ball. Casillas right on her. She's able to get around her, though. Actually does a little bit of a move through traffic that almost handballs it to herself. It really turned on the Jets there. Nice speed showed by her. And she tries to get in there and grab it again. There's a battle for it right now, and it's just going to stay right there.
Really been impressed with Shearer, I would say. And I don't know if you agree with me, but I think she's best on ground at the moment.
She's definitely moving all over the place, that's for sure. Although, once again, Hemingway's got 2 goals, so, I mean, you can't.
No, you can't take away from that, but I think, but Kim's been dangerous on that side, really, with the loose balls, but Shearer just been all over the field so far. Here's King, throws it on to the right, stabbed it straight ahead. That's going to wobble back towards the goal, and it's going to find the line. Is it a goal? Yes, it is. Amanda King.
I'm not. Did someone else get a boot to it on the way in?
I'm not sure.
If not, that's a heck of a. Once again, a little rolling goal that kind of found its way, like the one we had from Wisho last year.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that was probably headed straight for the behind post and then pulled a complete right turn, getting off the New Jersey Turnpike and through the goal. So Amanda King with the goal, and it's back to a 1-goal game, 3-3-21, trailing New York 4-3-27, and it's just shaping up to be a pretty good finish.
Something that bears mentioning, though, in this second half so far, the Lady Pies have been held scoreless. It started out, the half it was 27-8, but then basically it started out with basically a goal, then a behind, then another goal for the composite team here. So right now, although here we go, Hemingway's got it. She's running in toward the goals and is able to get through traffic, gets it to the boot. And just as we said they were starting to move it up, Hemingway does her thing. And once again, maybe she overheard us because she's definitely making her case for best on ground right now. And that's another goal for number 13 for the Lady Pies. And right now it's 5-3-33. That's the 3rd goal of the game for Kim Hemingway.
How is she not picked for the New South Wales team? How is she not picked? I mean,
tall poppy.
She's completely out of the play. She runs on, makes a nice cut to the inside, clears herself space for an easy goal. I mean, she's definitely, she definitely is best on ground at this point. As the play continues out of the middle, I think New York, they're back up by 12. That was a huge goal. They needed that. Moreau is tackled by Coppola again, who I'll tell you what, she's definitely has to be among the best with the amount of tackles. I would definitely say she's in the top 3 as a Flight of the Conchords reference. And now she'll go back to take a look. There's a long kick up. Hills is in there. It's going to skip by her. She's going to dig after it, and so is one of the other players in the Jill LaRue's jumpers. As they go to pick it up, she just gets her foot to the ball, goes only as far as Lauren Sullivan. Sullivan just got to it. It's down as Skonechny is there. They sit on it. No one really wants to get up and move. We'll have a ball up in the pocket.
Once again, good move for the Lady Pies here. They had their lead cut into quite a bit, but they just reestablished their lead as Kim Hemingway got that goal. And now, once again, they are knocking on the door deep in their own zone. Hemingway in the ruck right now, punches it ahead. However, nothing but pink jumpers there. And Hemingway actually will wrap up the player. And no prior opportunity, so the umpire is just going to call for it down near the boundary in that left forward pocket for the Lady Magpies.
Ruck game's been very important, Bill, and definitely I think having Hemingway in there as they're looking to call for it there. But Hemingway, having her in the ruck is definitely good, and it gives some spell from Natalie Wolf as well.
The ruck work is huge, especially when you talk about sometimes teams that have a decided lead, and you look at the clearances. It's one of the things, if you see a team that's going out to a significant lead, take a look at the stats, look at the clearances, and a lot of times, between the ruck and the Rovers, that can make a big difference in how a game turns out. But right now, as the Magpies move closer to the goal, but Gillaru's trying to kick it out now, going on the side, trying to get Shearer, goes over everybody here, skips for the boundary, and is going to just run there. So it goes out once again. It'll be a boundary throw-in.
I'm enjoying watching Shearer versus Davidson. Shearer, the rookie, against Davidson, who's been around, like I said, a long time, former San Francisco player. And there she just gets to it. King has it, and Davidson wraps her up. No call. Play on as Berniarski has it. She finds Shearer. Shearer's going to turn around, takes a shot from Koplo, but it goes out of bounds. And
so once again, free kick, Lady Pies.
Yeah, it's
out on the full. They didn't signal out on the full, but it did go over out on the full. I was about to ask that question, but then I saw Drea Casillas go to pick the ball. Nice intercept mark there by Moreau.
I'll tell you what, Moreau played very well. Like I mentioned, Moreau was, of course, best on ground in the 49th Parallel Cup. She's going to be a player to watch for Canada in the International Cup next year.
Oh, and here we go. They've got the move. Oh, boy. She was on the move. She had a clear kick.
She didn't have the ball.
Couldn't get it to them. Just missed the kick and then got hauled down. But as a result, she gets a free kick because she did get hauled down after she lost the ball. So as a result, it's going to be number 17. That's Jessica Hoover.
Columbus, as Janine Elliott took her down. The kick is in short, and it's marked.
Grace Koplo with the intercept mark for the Lady Pies in her own back 50, and now the Magpies look back into move it into attack here. This difference right now in this game, 2 straight kicks, and time is running out. She couldn't take it. Bounced out of her hands. I thought she was going to mark it. That was Skonechny. And now, once again, the Gillett Eagles have it, and it's going to go near the goals and taken once again by the Lady Pies, who go to move it back out. Kick didn't get very far. Ball goes to ground. They try and move it ahead further, and then one player dispossessed and tackled. Another player has it right now, and before the ball can leave her hands, the whistle goes, and the umpire will call for it.
Ball straight out in front. This has turned out to be a very entertaining game. We were expecting this. I think it's definitely very even. As straight out in front here is Koplo, who once again gets another touch out to the near side, and not handling it was one of the all-comer players, as she is chased by Skonechny. Just got her foot to it, but it has gone out, and I believe that's gone out on the full, and it has. So free kick to New York as they bring it back into play, waning stages of this second half with the score 33-21. And I think this benefits both teams. These teams that are playing together on this East Coast side are probably all going to play in Division II in the Women's at Nationals, which just began last year. Just getting her foot to it, and looks like Samantha Worrell, who that was. And a nice mark, and a little afterwards, but a nice mark in there by Lauren Sullivan. Right in the face of her defender.
And she's just going to run. She's going to play. She'll take it now. Looked like she was just going to play on, but then she gets it. And Green almost picks it up, but just hit the ground as Green went to her knees to try and pick up the intercept mark. Now the ball is just soccered ahead off the ground there as they try and punch it up off the deck to advantage the Lady Magpies are. But the Gillett Eagles have it now. I believe that was a handball from, was that Arredondo?
No,
it was not. Okay. But it's kicked ahead. And now Shearer, once again, she's going to turn on the Jets, but the ball's going to skip ahead.
Wow.
She almost got it, but then ran right past it. And now Casillas has it, and she's going to deliver it. And, it just goes right through the hands of Skonechny. And it's going near the boundary, and it's just going to continue on that trajectory. It'll go over. We'll have another boundary throw-in the Magpies half of the field.
Lauren Sullivan is starting to project herself into the game as a physical force as well, and I think she's starting to intimidate some of the defenders that are on her. Doing right off the defender, off of Eastlake's kick, and Casillas is going to come over. Green!
Oh boy!
With the tackle, but no call. Play on, says the umpire, as it looks like her player was stood up. Here's Davidson. Davidson gets away. She tries to throw it. That one is smothered. And then out to the near side, Koplo just got to it. Casillas, but that'll be the whistle, and that's it. And that'll do it. The New York Lady Magpies have held on a fantastic game of women's footy, and they hold on for the 3rd win of the season, and they win the 2016 USAFL Eastern Regional title with a 2-goal win.
Indeed. Just one note, the Magpies were held to 1 goal, but it turned out to be just the only goal that they really needed. The Lady D's, Eagles, Gillaroos, Angels, whatever, were actually on the march, and just the goal by Hemingway kind of stopped the rot, and then the Magpies had a couple more opportunities opportunities in their forward 50, and that really kind of, I think, fleshed it out for them. And then that was really where the composite team had a chance to do it, but then the Magpies just took control and just wrestled it and got control of the match by the end. And so they come out with a win. They win by 2 straight kicks, 33-21.
I think the one thing that you can say about a lot of combined teams, Bill, is that usually there's not really a lot of cohesion. But the thing is we've seen Columbus and Boston play together. We've seen Boston and Baltimore, Washington play together. We've seen Boston and Montreal play together. So they all know each other, and that really came through on the field today. And they played fantastically against New York, but heads up to the spare a thought for the Gillett Eagles. But hey, the Magpies much the best today, and they played like they're the second best team in the country, much like the men's team.
And that's a full-time score once again. The New York Lady Magpies 5-3-33, and the Montreal, Columbus, Boston, Baltimore, Washington, and Gillett Eagles. I got the whole thing.
Yes.
There we go. Their score 3-3-21. That'll do it for this half of Stateside Footy. But coming up next, we do have another game for you. More action from Tibbetts Brook Park here in Yonkers, New York. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And here we go, once again, going with it. Bruce Rogers ready to toss the ball up into play. And here we go, and it's hit out by the Tigers, and they're trying to work it ahead, but the Hawks are right on them. Tigers moving now. And let's see. Can't really get clean control of the ball. Hawks with it now. Kicked ahead there. I believe that's Glasgow who get the kick on. A lot of open space right now.
Guys.
And I believe that's kicked right toward the goals, and I believe that's a goal. That is a goal. Philadelphia has gotten the first goal of the match. And now they lead by a score of 1-6. North Carolina, obviously, not on the board yet. So here we go. Philadelphia Hawks and the North Carolina Tigers here on a Saturday afternoon.
Good start by the Hawks here.
Good start by the Hawks. They're up by a single goal, and they're trying to work their way out with it once again. Brian?
As they move it on forward, good job there by the curly-haired defender, number 80, for that's Stu McKenzie. As they go down into the corner, picking it up is the Hawks. They had it for a moment. They throw that one on to the left. That one's going to bring rain. Glasgow tried to push McKenzie out of the way. Sorry, that's Eric Hansen. Thank you. And now they kick up that right side. The ball on that far side. And now they move it up. Here comes a bounce, and they look it up as a long kick up the right side. Oh,
nice
it's marked. Nice out in front. And it's number 21, who is Larry O'Sullivan for the Tigers. The Tigers were Division IV champions at Nationals back in 2014. And they moved up to Division III last year. The kick is up on the way. It is heading to the left. It's still in the field. Nice mark! Right on the line by number 13, who is unlisted for North Carolina. That might be 73. No, that is a 7. So it is, in fact, Scott Bradley, one of the North Carolina veterans. So here's the kick up on the way. It is dead center perfect, or is it? Yes, it is. And that evens the score at 1 goal apiece. Great job by North Carolina. Bit of a defensive letdown for Philadelphia. And the Tigers make them pay.
And we are even here as we continue here. And obviously this is our first time seeing North Carolina in a couple years, but obviously Philly has had a bunch of action the last few years. Obviously the highlight being the Division III Granny a few years ago at Nationals.
Yeah, and they're trying to get back to that point, Bill. As I mentioned in the first game, it was a little bit of a lean season last year, but good job of recruiting through the Osball program, the co-ed, to bring a lot of players in, and it really has been sparking through. So here's North Carolina again looking for another as they go deep. Knocked off down to the ground. They handball it again looking for Bradley. Gower is able to knock it away, and they find Patty Miller, who is horse-collared, and they're going to call that yes.
Taken high, yes.
Yeah, that's definitely high. Nice call by the umpire right there. Bruce Rogers right on it. And so Pat Miller, former Revolution player, 2005, 2008, 2011, up to the left side, and he looks for Loring, the coach. Johnny Loring, who's also played on a few Revolution teams, shimmies away from his man. He's going to look for Decker in the middle of the field, and he's got it, Christian Decker. So Decker's going to go back. He's going to look for a lead in the midfield. He's got one to the near side and Trey Thatcher if he wants it. Instead, he goes short to Nick Preston. Preston, who's in his first season, he'll go back. He'll look. He has Thatcher on the near side if he wants him. Here comes Ginsberg, who will get called for push in the back, rightly so, as Johnny tried to push his man there.
And it goes to Bradley now. Bradley, who has the lone goal for the Tigers. Hands off there to 77, who we do not have. And it's marked there by one of the two blank players. It's either Jay Whiting or David Orr.
Both of those players, I believe, are from New York, and we have a number of players on the Hawks who have switched out because Whiting was actually playing for the Hawks in the first game.
Okay, well then. It's one of those things.
There it is, yep.
Kick toward the sticks, and it's high, and will it have the carry, though? No, apparently not, because the Hawks are looking to turn it around now into attack. However, player just had, that was Ted Herron, grabbed it and then was pulled down.
Ted the Bird Herron.
Yep, Bruce Rogers, the umpire, called for it, and they almost brought it through. Tigers have it, looking to advance toward the goals. Handball off, kick toward the sticks, and that looks like it went straight. Nope, that's a behind, but that's still enough to put the Tigers in front. Right now they lead 1-1-7 to Philadelphia's 1-6.
One of the number 11s, that was either Mike Hoffman or Wes Carter. So it's a 1-point lead, 7-6. Ball come back in the play, out to the near side, looking for Thatcher, can't find him. And then picked up by the Tigers, they handball it back. Thatcher giving chase, he's not going to get it. And then here's Eric Hansen, as Hansen handballs it back for 77, as he'll take a bounce in the middle of the field, and then a long handball across, again to the other blank player, I believe that's David Orr. And now they give that one around, long kick up the right side, and a nice mark. And again, the Hawks leaving players uncontested, and he was held up and
50.
by Herron, and that's the inexperience of Ted Herron showing there, just his second game of footy, and he gives up a 50, and that will bring the Tigers within scoring distance.
And once again, they could add more points here as they are coming in, and basically, let's see, that's probably about a 30-meter kick from there.
We'll call it 32 and a half.
97.835 megatons.
Yes.
Let's see here. For all you Star Trek fans in the house. Big kick in. It's got the carry. Does it have the aim? Nope. Just a single point, but once again, North Carolina increasing their lead. Now it's a 1-2-8 to Philadelphia's 1-6. And right now, most of the action has been taking place in attacking territory for North Carolina, so Philly has to get with it. We have another whistle during that kick in.
Wonder what this is. I did not see a signal.
No, it's a 50.
Okay.
So did the kick in? Did someone run over the mark on the kick in?
Either that or there was an infraction somewhere in the middle of it. But in any event, Nick Walk will get to do this again, except this time he'll do it from his own side of the center square. So here is Walk, who has an option to his near side and Preston if he wants him, but he's looking downfield. He goes deep. Up that left side, the contest forms. No one hits the ground, and the Tigers have it as they handball it over to McKenzie, and then up on that far side. And then it's kicked back into the middle. Up high again, looking for Bradley. Can't find it. He gets it on a bounce. Now turns around, right-handed handball, and then goes out straight into the middle. But nice job by Herron to step up and take the mark. So Ted Herron will go back. He'll look for a lead. He has something on the near side. Decides to go out to his left. Can't find number 13 there, who's one of the subs, and the ball will go over and out for a boundary throw in. 8-6 North Carolina the lead. First half of play.
Still a good meters gained there for Philadelphia as they get the throw in from the center wing. However, it winds up in Tiger hands once again. Here come the Tigers once again, the yellow and black on the march. Almost taken there once again by Decker. Going to the ground now. Nice job there getting it, just going down, giving himself up for that ball, but then not able to really carry through with another chain of possession. So Tigers have it once again, and they're still keeping the action pretty much on their side of the center square. It goes kicking in once again to the forward 50, and it's marked. Tigers have an opportunity once again. Last two opportunities have gone wide. What will this one be? A little bit of a centering ball here. As it moves in, there's a spoil, and the ball's going to hit the ground. Stay in, though. They kept it in play. And they're still working on it, kicking toward the sticks. It's another shot, and it looks like that'll be another minor. Indeed, it will be. And it's now 1-2-9 for North Carolina.
1-3-9.
1-3-9, I'm sorry, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1-3-9 for North Carolina. Philly, still 1 straight 6.
John Loring won't be happy with the fact that there were 4 white jumpers surrounding the ball in their defensive back pocket, and that's something that the Hawks need to clamp down on.
True.
As Walk comes out to the near side looking for Decker, who takes the mark. He's going to go back. He has Thatcher right here if he wants him, but instead, no, it's 50. Is that once again they've come over the mark. So that's the second in a row.
And the kick was smothered too, so it's like, boy, that was awful close.
Wow, it was.
Now you know why.
Now you know why. So Decker's going to move up, and again, this will be right around center field. As the Hawks trailing by 3. They lost the opening game by 1 point to Baltimore-Washington, and if they want a chance to win the Division II title in this Eastern Regional, they're going to need to win, but the Tigers have other ideas. He just dropped the ball, no call. Bradley with a handball up over the top, or check that was Walsh. As they go on, there's a nice job, nice shepherd, and here they come the other way, looking for Thatcher, but it's out of the way. Here's Hansen. Great smother by Trey Thatcher, who was right there in the face. You're welcome, Trey. And the ball will be a boundary throw-in. Trey comes all the way down from Easton, PA, which is about an hour and a half away from Philadelphia. They find Ginsburg there, who will take the mark. So here's Jonathan Ginsburg, who will go back. Knowing Ginsburg, he'd fancy himself from here, but he's going to be about a kick short. He goes out to the far side, and it bounces back, or nope, it's out on the full. Well,
they tried.
Like I said, he would fancy himself, but he needs a compass, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a free kick.
Hey, you can't do anything about the laws of physics, Captain.
Darn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a physicist.
There you go, or a foot assist.
Oh,
here we go.
Oh, boy.
And it's kicked in once again by the Tigers, and goes to ground. Nice spoil there by Philadelphia. Trying to get it to somebody on the boot.
Miller.
No, he's got it, Miller. And that's going to go wide, it looks like. Or maybe not.
No, he got it.
He got it. Just snuck it inside that goalpost.
Patty Miller. And I laugh because he's defensive stalwart for this Hawks team in his 13th season in the league. And guess what? He likes to sneak up and kick a goal from time to time.
And we're seeing the reverse of the first game today, where right now North Carolina has more scoring shots, but Philadelphia has the lead because 3 out of 4 scoring shots from North Carolina have gone wide.
So that puts the Hawks up by 3 points, 2 straight 12. To North Carolina 1-3-9 as the ball's back into the center of the ground, picked up again by number 77. He handballs it off to McKenzie, looks into the middle for Hansen. Going through the wickets. There's a kick up on the right side, and it's marked by one of the subs that they have in who we don't have listed. They changed from game to game. They have some of the New York reserve players playing for the Hawks as they were short on numbers. Here's a left-footed kick. It's a pretty good one. It's fading to the left, but it's marked on the last line of defense there by David Orr, it looks like, for North Carolina. So here come the Tigers back the other way up the right side.
Nice.
Marked nicely over there by, looks like Isaac Orr, probably no relation. Or he may be, I don't know.
Either or.
Either or, yep. And up on the far side, again, where he finds Bradley. So they're stringing some balls together here, making a nice little Christmas lamp as they move it up. Again, looking for 77, who has
that
it.
was a fortuitous bounce.
Miller, kicks for goal, and got it. Yeah, that was a room service bounce, and he had numbers in the goal square. It was essentially an open goal square and a kick. So we're back on the seesaw. North Carolina in front by 3 points, 2-3-15 over Philly, 2 straight 12.
It's one of those kicks that just skipped on the edge and started rolling through, and with the oblong Aussie Rules Footy, sometimes that doesn't happen. It bounces back or to the side, but there it just hit and rolled and went through everybody, and all of a sudden it just sat for the North Carolina player who just came in. Obviously, I say the North Carolina player because he's wearing 77, and we don't have that on the roster here. But once again, it just was, the whole thing it was like the parting of the Red Sea. The whole thing just came open, and all he had to do was kick it straight, and he did that. So North Carolina back in the lead as they come out of the ruck once again, and North Carolina with the ball, and he's tied up. No prior, said the umpire, so he's going to ball it up.
No, it looks like it's going to be a free kick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thatcher gets called for holding the arm there.
Okay.
So it's going to be a free kick. As going for the ball, but now getting it is John Loring. He's going to circle the wagons and see what he has in front of him. He'll come out to the near side looking for Decker, but he overcooked the kick as the ball gets patted around, and the Hawks will almost got it.
We talked about the bounce of Aussie Rules Footy.
It wasn't kind, but here's Decker who gets to it. It's high in the air. 2 Tigers there. It bounces through everybody. Picked up by Hansen. And that's got to be a high tackle, and it is. Eric Hansen is the recipient of that, and again, that's Thatcher, who's really throwing himself at the ball. He just needs to learn a little bit of discipline. Now they throw that one. The kick is up deep, and it is it's going to be contact in the contest. And Bruce Rogers says, free kick to the Hawks, Patty Miller. Nope, they're going to give it to Heron. So here's Ted Heron. He'll kick it up on that far side, and it's marked. A little bit of aerial ping pong action. They'll send it in short. Marked by number 11, I believe that is.
Which 11, though?
Yeah, that one goes in short for 31, which is Andrew Wesh. So here is Wesh. He's been around the team several seasons. And he's going to fancy himself. When he kicks the ball, it'll be about a 45-meter kick. So here is Andrew Wesh to extend his team's lead. It is headed for home, and it's dead center perfect. Goal to the Tigers, and they extend their lead. 3-3-21 on the goal by Wesh. 2 straight 12 for Philadelphia. It's a 9-point advantage.
So if you're playing for North Carolina and you're looking for an outlet for a chance at goal, maybe a score involvement, go Wesh, young man.
Indeed. Yeah. And
folks, this isn't going to stop. There's going to be like 3 or 4 episodes of this, so just strap in and get ready.
And it ain't going to get any better. No.
No.
No, it will.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. So back to a 9-point lead for North Carolina. Now, it's funny, they played in the Eastern Regional last year in Fort Lauderdale, and they played 2 very good games. And taking them down, that's got to be holding the ball.
It is.
And it is on John Loring, who wasn't quick enough with it. And then McKenzie will go up short, and he finds a connection in his teammate there. They handball it off. And then that one is kicked in short. He finds 75. He just throws it on to the right. One-on-one contest. It's kept alive. He's going to turn around and kick the goal straight in front.
No, at 1 point.
It's 1 point.
Behind.
Well, that's Scott Bradley, who is right in front. And it's back to a 10-point lead, 3-4-22 to 2 straight 12.
Or as I like to say, as the Price is Right would say, By the way, these aren't planned ahead of time. Brian's just totally riffing with me here.
Yeah, no, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. As Dennis Ryan has brought us some liquid refreshment. The president of the USAFL doing yeoman work here at the Eastern Regional. Here comes back the other way. Here is Bradley. Bradley was onto his left foot, which is his right foot.
That's another point.
And that is heading to the left. It'll stay left. And another one, 3-5-23. So North Carolina getting a little bit of the yips here as they've now kicked 2 straight behinds.
Once again, keep in mind, the first rule of footy.
Yep.
Kick too many behinds, get your behind kicked. And they're leading right now, but remember what happened to Philly in that first game.
So in the way things are going, as the mark is taken by Miller, of course, there is a trophy to be awarded, and if all 3 teams finish at 1-1, as they go over the top now, here's Casella. Casella will go in short, and Hansen has it as he picks it up on a hop. He goes out to the near side and over to get it, and just getting away, and now a little bit of a handball back. Handball back again, going it over to Stu McKenzie. McKenzie will go up. Gower comes back and takes a basket catch, Willie Mays style. And then not the greatest of kicks. He goes in short, but
nice.
Hey, it's effective. And here come the Hawks the other way. The Tigers have 2 Nat Fife lookalikes on their team with those curly blonde locks. So here is the Hawks player who'll throw it on to the left, heading towards the goal, but good contest as Casella was able to get in there, but cleaned up again by McKenzie as the ball goes up on that far side, and marked nicely by 79, who is Isaac Orr. Isaac Orr, whatever are you looking for? As he goes in short, finding, I think, maybe even David Orr as he goes long and deep. Nice mark. And they're going to continue.
Here we go.
Handballs to Duncan Price. Price finds a man in the middle, and he's going to kick for goal. And getting it there is Larry O'Sullivan, and that might be the goal to break the Hawks back.
You were talking before about John Loring not being happy about seeing certain situations and seeing so many white jumpers together. After that passage of play, he's going to be downright apoplectic there.
Yeah, that's not something that, and you know what? That's just a letdown. And having played for Johnny for 7 seasons and having known him for almost a decade, you know, that's one of the things that the Hawks really have. They've let them down against some of these teams that they should beat. Is that they have letdowns, and if you're gonna be a good team and you're gonna challenge for national championships, you can't do that. So the lead is back to 17 points as the ball is in the middle again, and we're going to have a second soiree here in the middle. The Hawks are going with these New York reserves as their ruck. As we mentioned, their main ruck, Alex Lydon, not here today, but they've actually applied themselves pretty well as McKenzie handballs it into the middle. Ginsburg picks it up. He finds number 1, who throws it on to the left. Glasgow, nice. And that was just barely 15, and so Gigi's going to go back and have a kick.
Nice mark there, too, because it came in really fast, but he was able to stop it with the one hand and then just corral it.
That's one of those nice marks where it's essentially self-defense.
Yes, exactly.
And I took one of those in the 2009 Nationals, and that ended up kicking for a goal. But here is Greg Glasgow here in 2016. The kick is up on the way. It starts right. It stays right. And Ben Gluckman points one finger out and says 1 point. That's the first point for the Hawks in some time as they go to 2-1-13. It's down to 16 points. Latter stages, second half here in the 2016, the fourth game of the day here, and the second game in Division II here on Stateside Footy. Brian Barish alongside Bill Robert, who will guide you through the next couple of seconds.
All right, thank you. And here we go once again. North Carolina working with it right now. Runs through traffic there, runs through 3 Philadelphia bodies, and they're on the way again. Once again, there's Hansen. He handballs it off, and once again delivered toward the forward 50, and he's got it, and he's able to mark it. Juggled it a little bit there, but then was able to hang on to it, and he's got it right now. He just was going to take an option, but then decided against it and just decided to go and just put a long delivery into the forward 50. And it just went off his fingertips and rolled out there. He had his target there, number 21.
And that
was Larry O'Sullivan.
Yeah, and that's halftime, and as the Tigers have put together a pretty good halftime lead here by 16 points. The Hawks have really had a little bit of a letdown, it seems, after that great game against Baltimore Washington earlier today. And the Tigers are taking advantage. As I mentioned, they're not backing up and they're not manning up defensively, and the Tigers are making them pay.
Right, indeed. And like we were talking about before, there have been some big opportunities for North Carolina in their forward 50, and that's one of the things that John Loring has talked to the boys about at the half. The score right now is the North Carolina Tigers 4 goals, 5 behinds, 29 points, and the Philadelphia Hawks 2 goals, 1 behind, 13 points. Coming up next, we will bring you second half action as we continue our coverage of the USAFL's Eastern Regional Tournament. You're watching it right here on Stateside Footy.
Australian rules football? In the U.S.? That's right. The United States Australian Football League is in a city near you. Go to USAFL.com, find your team, check them out. We're a group full of men and women just like you. Join us for the fun athletic competition. Stay for the camaraderie.
We are the champions!
Log on and sign up to join your team at USAFL.com.
Okay, and once again, we're getting set to ball it up here for another half of football here. And it comes out, and once again, North Carolina with speed, and kicked up into the forward 50 by Stu McKenzie, and it goes into a sea of people, but it's marked somewhere in there, and that's Bradley once again. Bradley's got a goal already, and my goodness, he was in a sea of people. He just grabbed that. Nice work there overhead, just taking that one down and securing it, and now he's got a kick. Can he get it to the boot and get it on target? That's the question. He's going to the boot, and it is swinging back. Probably not enough, though.
No,
it is.
It's there.
At the angle, I wasn't sure if it was going to swing back or not, but it did indeed. And as a result, just right basically off the opening tip, they have another score, and it's Bradley once again who's got a goal already.
He's been really their key forward, and it goes without saying. And the Hawks, once again, I mean, and that time, as you said, Bill, Definitely a lot of pressure there. It was a contested mark, but obviously not enough. Bradley just too good to get in there. And Bradley, if I remember correctly, was best on ground for North Carolina in the Easterns last year in Fort Lauderdale. So the lead is extended now to 35-13 as the Hawks had it momentarily. Thatcher is able to pick it up for Philadelphia. And then handball's a long one looking for Glasgow, who runs by the pack. He picks it up finally. He kicks for goal, and that's going to roll. And it's going to roll across the face, but bounce out of bounds, but a fortuitous bounce, in the words of Bill Robert, out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. And a good job by Thatcher to find Glasgow, and a good job by Glasgow to stay with it.
Fortuitous, serendipitous, however you want to say it.
Indeed, whatever it was good. As the ball comes spinning back in the play, it's bashed forward and then cleared out of there by the Tigers. 2-on-1 contest, won by North Carolina. And here they come as they look to find a bounce. Nope, found the bump in the carpet there. Up the side for Bradley.
Wow.
And Bradley looked to give a handball. Now he'll play on, go in short. Just out of the reach of one of the Hawks defenders there as it bounces back. That one is punched forward. On to get to it is Miller, who can't get to it, and it's going to be contact.
Holding the man.
Holding the man behind the play. Pat Miller will get the free kick.
No, he's definitely, the ball was loose and he was getting ready to corral it, but then he was corralled himself by one of the North Carolina players, so that was holding the man and the free kick, and he gets it out to Loring now. Loring kicking it along the wing, gets his man. And Philadelphia moving it closer for a scoring shot, and they do need it because right now they trail by 4 straight kicks.
They need something really to wake them up. I mean, they're a better team than this, and hopefully they can get something here. And the ball bounces out of bounds, looking for, as McKenzie was closest to give chase. A word on John Loring, as we mentioned, this is his, I think this is his 10th year coaching this team. He began with the now defunct Lehigh Valley Crocodiles back in 2000, played with them, and the remains of the Crocodiles merged with the Hawks in 2004. As the ball goes to ground, they're pushing it on, and they force a mistake as that one goes out on the full. A good job of pressure there by number 1 for the Hawks, who again is one of the sub players that they have on. I believe there's actually a couple of demons judging by the blue shorts and red socks. So here is Scott Stoddard. Stoddard is looking in the middle. And he's going to kick it towards goal. It's drifting there. Mark almost taken, and they're going to call contact on Ray Casella as he came in high. So the free kick comes out to the near side looking for Orr off the foot of Hansen. He'll go up the corridor where he finds 21, who is O'Sullivan.
That's
O'Sullivan gets away from...
I'm sorry, that is 21.
That is 21. As he gets away from Thatcher, there's a defender thrown down. It's Nick Walk, and he is slow to get up. And he finally gets up. Handball in the middle, but right to Patty Miller. Miller finds Walk, who is still injured, and he throws it onto the boot. It'll come right back to Orr. Orr gets free. He gives it over to number 11, one of the number 11s, who will kick that one in towards the square, and it is marked. Nice job by one of the blank jumpers in there to take the mark, and a chance to extend the Tigers' lead.
Another anonymous Tiger coming up with the ball there, and he's setting up to take his free kick. Bit of an angle there, but perhaps he can work it through. He's getting set, takes the run, and that's going to go across the face, and looks like that'll land for a point. Indeed it does.
So 5-6-36 for North Carolina. It's a 23-point lead. So the way that this is structured here is, as we said, the 3 teams are playing a round robin. So if Philadelphia loses, they're done no matter what. If the Carolina wins, it'll come down to the next game between Baltimore, Washington, and North Carolina to determine who the Division II champion is at this Easterns. Percentage is not going to be a factor at this point if it's 1-0 versus 1-0. But a good win is a good win, and they go out short looking for Heron, who again gets another touch. He goes up on the right side and finds the boundary line. Not the greatest of kicks from Teddy Heron, as he was looking for his coach, John Loring.
Well, actually found the bench. But anyway.
Whatever it was, it wasn't in the field of play.
So once again, just another opportunity for the Tigers here, who so far have made pretty good on a lot of theirs. Right now, 3 scoring shots for Philadelphia, 11 scoring shots for North Carolina. Right now they have 5 majors and a major's worth of minors. So
so they have Farrah Fawcett majors.
Something like that. If they keep kicking goals, they'll just open up a faucet of majors. How's that? I was lining up for that one, and you stole my Farrah reference, damn you.
Oh, there we go.
And as he's taken down, he still has the ball. And then...
Ball up.
Ball up, yeah, because he went, and it looked like he went to bring it back in, but the umpire's just calling for it, and he's going to ball it up, so here we go again. And gets tapped over. Oh, they tried to tap it to Hansen. Hansen's got it now, and then he's wrapped up. He can't get it to the boot end. He's going to be pinged, I believe.
Great job by Trey Thatcher. We've called his name a couple of times. Left-footed kick out to find Loring.
There's a name we've called a couple of times, too, over the years.
Yep.
And he kicks it up, too, along the wing, and it's marked right there. Ginsberg's got it now. So Philly, once again, looking to get it back in their territory, put some more points on the board, and almost intercept marked by the Tigers. Bit of a juggle there, and not a very good handball, but he gets it to Miller, and a kick now in toward the goals, and almost marked. He stumbled. He was going for the loose ball, and he just lost his footing. And so Philly trying to move it ahead, but where you go right now, you see those white and yellow jumpers just going around once again, and it's marked. Nice leap. Is that Bradley again?
No. Are they going to call 50 on Loring? They are. And I think that's a little harsh. I think it is, but it is a 50 nonetheless. Mm-hmm. And a good job by Pete Capoziello to shake off Ray Casella. You mentioned that he had stumbled, but I don't think this is Bradley out on the wing, but he's going to try to pump it in short. Over the top, Stoddard came in to challenge for Philly. It takes a bounce and goes to number 77, who we still don't have. So the ball will go in down. He finds Hansen. Hansen will go in short. The kick is up deep, and it's marked again. And by another anonymous player, he'll throw it in on the right. That's going in towards the front. It is knocked down. It's tied up in front, and then he's hauled down.
And it's a ball up.
And he crosses his arms like the Monsignor from the First Church of Australian football.
So here we go. From now on, 77, since we don't have the name here.
Yeah.
You say coffee, I say Bork.
Yes.
And looks like it was touched on the way through, and it's going to be another minor score, but another score for North Carolina.
5-7-37. Again, more behinds than goals.
Right.
But I think a lot of it is more opportunistic than failed opportunities. Mm-hmm. Pat Miller out of the back. Long kick by the Pittsburgh native. And he finds Paul Coffey. He looks up the left side and he overcooks the kick.
He overbrews the kick.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I should have done that, and it's out of bounds. That was what we called him when he played for Philadelphia, was Cuppa.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to call him Paul Cough-Up because sometimes he wasn't too good with the puck in his own zone.
I didn't like him when he played for Edmonton, but I liked him when he played for the Flyers at the end of his career. Meanwhile, back to Australian rules football. As he turns around, the kick is up on the way towards goals.
Oh, that's a heck of a kick.
Oh, my.
That is a heck of a kick.
Around the body, and it's a goal.
Around the body, just about on the run, and geez, just puts it right through.
So that extends their lead. That's actually their first goal of the second half after kicking 3 behinds. North Carolina 6-7-43. It's a 30-point lead, 5 goals clear of Philadelphia 2-1-13.
I would say the Tigers have found their roar here.
Yes.
They're just running away with it now.
Yes.
Philadelphia yet to score a point in the second half.
And if Bruce McAvaney were here, they'd say the Tigers have found their roar. They would also be upset that Cyril Rioli isn't here because he's delicious.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, boy. All right. Meanwhile,
anyway, where were we here?
Where were we? Well, we're somewhere in the middle.
That was special.
It was I don't think it was that special. There's a good look at the handball coming through. Chris Casey just paddles it backwards, but not really to anyone's advantage. They handball it around, looking for Duncan Price. Price goes out the side, and that one is kicked out on the full. Well, he saw a white shirt, but it was that of the boundary umpire. Nick Walk kicks it back in the play up the near side. Good hit thrown in by Glasgow, but it is McKenzie who goes, and he will kick it out on the full, and it'll be another free kick to the Hawks in their back pocket as they try to get on the board at least in the second half.
Right now, Philly trails by 5 straight kicks. They trail by 30. Score right now 6-7-43 in favor of the Tigers to 2-1-13 for the Hawks. And the intercept mark there was taken by number 11, Wes Carter. And he gets the kick off. He's got his target lined up. And,
almost marked.
Actually, no, did they give it to him?
No, play on.
Okay.
That whistle's from the field behind us.
Oh, okay. Oh, here we go again. They need to get whistles with different pitches. Oh, my goodness, that was another goal. That was another nice off-angle kick.
Larry O'Sullivan.
Larry O'Sullivan, alone again, naturally. right there with the kick. I wasn't sure if you'd catch that one or not.
Okay, that song came out 9 years before I was born, and I still knew what it was.
That's awesome.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, so that's the score now, 7-7-49. So we're doing multiplication tables here now. 2-1-13 still for the Hawks.
These two teams are going to meet again in about 6 weeks in North Carolina, and I know that the Tigers have improved as the Hawks have, and I'll tell you what, the Tigers have had their number really in this second half, and you know the Hawks are keep playing. I'll say this: they haven't really. Their heads are still up, their tails are still up, but they give another easy mark dead in front, and it is O'Sullivan again who will try to kick his second in a minute. So here is O'Sullivan with a bit of a creep. Kick is up on the way. It is fading left, and it is going left, or. No, it has gone.
It has gone left.
It has gone. I saw a couple of players throw their hands up. Baby, hands up. Give me your heart. Give me your heart. And that's now they've hit half a ton. 7 goals, 8 behinds, 50 points. The Hawks still on 2-1-13. It's 15-0 in the second half in case you're keeping score at home. As Miller plays the ball to himself, he'll play it up the right side. And it hops. He finds a mark in Glasgow. So here is Greg Glasgow, whose wife, Emily, actually came out to play Osball with us and may actually be part of the women's team that the Hawks are trying to start up in Philadelphia. Casella gets the bouncing ball. He throws the left foot on, and he can't get it as far. Now he digs in. That could be kicking in danger, and it is.
It is, yes.
Yeah. Well, we said that Casella's the shortest player on the field, and I don't think he really was bent over just a little bit, but he gets the call, rightly so. I think the kick came up kind of high anyway. But Casella's kick, 3 white jumpers there, in and out of the wickets.
They can't market any of them.
No, none of them. And throwing it in is not Hansen, but the other guy, McKenzie. There's a long handball in front looking for Wes Carter. And here they come the other way, wagons ho. They'll throw it onto the right, Will O'Sullivan. And then going up and almost taking the mark there was one of the Hawks. I think it was Casey. And then it's rustled through, and it'll be a boundary throw. And again
out on the full.
Oh, it is out on the full. My apologies. But is that it? Oh, there's a lot of whistles.
A lot of whistle.
Oh, it's behind. Oh, really? I thought that was in front. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, they need to get whistles with different pitches.
So the Hawks will come back out. Yeah. So this is like being at Nationals, except instead of 2 fields, it's 5 fields, it's 2 fields.
Right.
But that's okay.
And the Hawks once again kicking it out. Right into North Carolina hands, though, and once again, the Tigers moving it into attack.
That's becoming a troubling theme.
Yes, it is. Oh, marked there. Nice job by Carter. And let's see. With it now, that is... actually, that's...
Hansen.
Hansen, okay. And O'Sullivan smothered and just knocked to the ground. And I think he's going to get the free.
Ted Herron, who's played a pretty big part in this one way or the other. And it's good. Like I said, this is only his second game of footy for the Hawks.
O'Sullivan had his kick smothered, just ran into a brick wall after that.
He was smothered himself.
Yes, and now he's got the kick. And that's headed, that looks to be pushing a little bit. Let's see. No, that's a goal.
Yep.
Looked to be pushing a little bit to the left, but no, it pushed just enough, got through the sticks, and once again.
A couple of snowmen for the Tigers, 8-8-56.
Nice.
And it is, let's see, 29. I said 15 before, so it's actually going to be 37. It's 27 points. We'll get the math right at some point. 27-0 in the second half. So, yeah, North Carolina at this point just putting on cruise control at this point. Well, I mean, they're still playing hard, and the Hawks really still haven't found an answer to get past the midfield. But here they come. That was a no-look handball to Loring, who didn't get the greatest of kicks. It hangs it for Ginsburg, who will get a second bite at the cherry. He keeps it going, but the defense is back there. Carter's able to pick it up. Carter will shake away. He goes, right into the back of Casey. Casey goes to get it. He picks it up. He just gets a kickoff, and it grubs its way through. Down it goes. Casella is in there on his knees mushroom farming, and then the Hawks player was there, and it's pushing the back call by Bruce Rogers. So here is the chance for the first Hawks point of the second half. Here's the kick. Left-footed kick is on the way. It is drifting left. And it's a goal. It's right there, and they needed that at least for some pride. So goal to the Hawks, their first score of this second half. That takes them on the 3-1-19. 8-8-56 still for North Carolina. Changing the subject slightly, I want to mention these umpires. The USAFL Umpiring Association, which was really renewed in the last couple of years, and you see our umpires wearing orange shirts and some of them wearing green. That's actually a system that they just put in place. The orange umpires are the level 0 and level 1 umpires, and the level 2 umpires, the ones that are more advanced, are the ones wearing the green. So in case anyone's wondering why everyone's wearing different colors, that's why. And I think it's a really neat system that Jeff Person, who we saw umpiring before, and John Mills, who is here, although he is not umpiring, he is a little gimpy from the Central Regional.
And just happens to be within earshot.
Yes. And I'm just watching him in case I get any of this information wrong, and he'll yell at me.
Oh, nice mark there. Going back and hitting the deck.
Oh, green is 1 and 2. Thank you. I knew you would forget me.
And the spoil attempt. Not quite there. Oh, he's
Miller
held out from behind. Miller gets tagged. Play on, says the umpire.
Gower got pushed down, no call.
Mm-hmm. And here they go once again. And that kick shanked a little bit there, but might have a target. Oh, no, he can't get it. Goes off his arm. Philadelphia looking to move it out. But however, North Carolina, they've got it once again. Kick out the little centering ball. Runs off the ground. And, almost looked like he got clothesline there, and just a punch.
Great second effort by Nick Walk to prevent the goal. I'll tell you what, he's been battered around a lot in this game, and he is going to feel this on the ride back. 8-9-57 North Carolina. It's a 38-point lead, 3-1-19 the Hawks in the waning moments of this second half.
So we basically have the next game that's coming up, which is going to be Baltimore, Washington, and North Carolina will be tantamount to a grand final.
Essentially. And I believe at this point with the percentage that a draw would actually favor North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because of the fact that Baltimore just
only won by 1 point.
Yeah.
So that's it. So we're not going to need any calculators or anything like that. As Stoddard goes into the middle and he finds a teammate. Nice juggling mark by. We mentioned a couple of times the Hawks only brought 12 players, so some of the New York and Boston reserves are helping out to fill out the numbers, and they are really helping out. That is marked by Ginsburg. So, like I said, I compared him to Nick Rewald. I kind of want to call him Crash Man because that's essentially what he does. He really has no regard for his body when he takes these marks.
So you do a Dennis and look out!
Look out! Yeah, that mark against Sydney. So here is Ginsburg, who the kick will probably be about 50 meters out. It is a wobbly kick that cuts through the wind. It skips through and bounces out. So once again, for the second time, Ginsburg has fancied himself from deep. This one is not out on the full. It'll be a fortuitous boundary throw-in about 10 meters around from their target. As we enter the late stages of the game, as we mentioned. Here on
comes in.
Yep, go ahead.
And comes in now, and Hawks trying to move with it. However, North Carolina gets the first possession, and they're able to move. The marking attempt spoiled there. Patrick Miller all over the North Carolina player, and the Hawks try and chain it together and get it back into their attacking zone. Ball back on the ground, picked up now, and there's a kick looking for Hansen. It's going to go over his head and then bounce back. Once again, we were talking about the crazy bounces sometimes taken by the Aussie Rules Footy, like that one right there, but it's set for him. He's able to pick it right up, get it to his man right in the wing, and got caught high, but he did mark it. And now he gets a little bit of a centering ball, and it's knocked away. And here come the Tigers once again, and that's good. That's the final horn. And there we go. The North Carolina Tigers victorious in this one, defeating the Philadelphia Hawks by a score of 8 goals, 9 behind, 57 points, to 3 goals, 1 behind, 19 points. Big game for North Carolina. They came to play.
They did, and they really overran the Hawks in the second half. And we mentioned O'Sullivan and Bradley, who really did a great job in the first half and continued into the second. As for the Hawks, John Loring, this is something that really he's been trying to work on the last couple of years is the fitness of this Philadelphia team. They're not a 4-quarter football club. They're a 2-quarter football club, and really they lost a lot of the momentum that they had in that first game, sadly. There are some good points. Ted Herron was really involved involved. Trey Thatcher, so 2 of their rookies were really involved in this game. So the Hawks can at least take that back. But as you mentioned towards the end of the game, it'll be North Carolina and Baltimore, Washington coming up a little bit later, what will tantamount to be the Division II Grand Final here at the Eastern Regionals.
All right, that'll do it for this episode of Stateside Footy. But once again, even though we're done for this episode, we are by no means done for the day. We still have a number of games to come your way. And coming up next, we have more men's action. Obviously, we'll be bringing some women's action your way as well. On behalf of Brian Barish, Stacey Robert, I'm Bill Robert. Thanking you for tuning in. Don't forget, you can join us online. Visit our website. It's www.statesidefootytv.com. Also, you can check us out on Vimeo, vimeo.com/StatesideFootyTV. And, of course, there's that social media thing, too. We're Stateside Footy TV on Facebook, and we're Bill R_SS Footy on Twitter. Follow us there, like us, do whatever you have to, and follow us up here at Stateside Footy. Till next time, have a great day, and thank you for watching.